Hello everyone, I'm Barbara McRae and welcome to Littleton Common. Okay, what is June going to be like? May was different. Cold, hot, and then rain. Summer, to be or not to be, that is the question. If good weather is here now, then we want you to enjoy it and be in good health to enjoy all that summer has to offer. Later in the show, we have Rita Biagioni as my guest, and Rita is from the Littleton Wellness Center, and she wants to share one way she thinks you will enjoy good health. So stay tuned for that. And while we are on the subject of good health, starting in June, Louise Curley will introduce a new wellness program. This month, Louise will be at the Littleton Green to take blood pressures and speak on wellness issues. The date is Tuesday, June 8th at 10 a.m. to noon. This program will be a one-year pilot where there will be blood pressure screening, and that'll be weekly in room 233 at the Council on Aging every Tuesday from 10 to noon. And that is every Tuesday except the second Tuesday. So dates in June are the 15th, 22nd, and the 29th. Starting in the fall, there will be wellness talks and other screening programs monthly. The podiatry clinic will be on June 30th at 1 p.m. in room 233 with Dr. Sandra Weekland. It will cost $25 per person, and you must make an appointment by calling 540-2470. See, we're trying to keep your whole body in tip-top shape. Do you know about the Tax Work-Off program? The Tax Work-Off program is for seniors who volunteer to work in a town department. The amount of money earned is variable depending on how many seniors sign up for this program. The money you earn helps to pay a portion of your real estate tax bill. Sign-up will start June 1st to June 30th. Hours for signing up are 9 a.m. to noon, and 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday in room 233, the second floor at the Council on Aging. You must be 60 years or older, and your name must appear on your tax bill. See, it's not too bad being over 60 after all, is it? In the past year, the rules have changed, and volunteering for this program makes you a volunteer/employee. And with this change comes many questions. So I thought it would be a good time to invite Ann Esmond to the studio to answer some of those questions for you. If you are considering the program, or you are in this program, you might want to hear what Ann has to say. So pay attention. Hi, Ann. Thank you so much for stopping by today, because I wanted to ask you some questions about the Tax Work-Off program. It seems like there were some changes last year, and people have questions. They don't understand what's going on with this. So maybe you can help us out a little bit and let me know, what kinds of questions are they asking you?
Alrighty. There were some changes last year. Most of them came from the IRS or the state government taxes, and we basically had to make our senior volunteers employees. And when that happened, we had to obey some new rules that the state and the federal government instituted. So with that came some restrictions. It's really not that complicated. It's just a few extra steps, and I think, you know, we can make it simple for everybody. When you come to sign up, you just need to bring 2 forms of ID so that we can fulfill our federal tax forms. If you are a returning member, that you worked last year and now you're coming back, you will not have to do all the forms that you did last year.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It'll be so simple. You just need to come and sign up that you want to participate in the program.
Okay.
If you're a new worker to the program, you will need to bring your IDs and do some forms that day.
I have a question about the IDs. Do they need 2 IDs with pictures on both, or just one?
Only one has to have a picture.
Okay.
They're pretty strict about which IDs. They won't take a credit card, or they prefer it to be a license or a Social Security card. A passport is wonderful. If you have a passport, that's all we need.
Okay.
But some ID, at least that identifies you.
Okay. If you don't have a license?
Social Security card, we will accept a voter registration card,
Okay.
any kind of military card, any kind of government issued card would work.
Good. All right.
We can be flexible. on
Okay.
that.
That's
Yep.
good.
Yep. There was a couple of questions that really came out this year, and it was the timing of when I have to work my hours. People were confused about when do I have to have my hours in, and I think that came from the rules about when we can apply the taxes. Basically, you have from July 1st to April 15th to work your hours.
Okay.
But we collect time in two different segments. So the first time we collect time to pay is October 31st. So if you've worked your hours by October 31st, we collect the timesheets, and that's the money that's actually credited to the February tax bill.
Okay.
It doesn't mean you have to have all your hours worked by October 31st.
Oh,
It just means the ones that you have worked by then will get paid.
all right. All right.
Any that you work after October 31st will be paid in the next pot of money that goes through.
Okay.
So you have until actually April 15th to finish all those hours. And then you just start a new timesheet. So you submit one timesheet October 31st, and then if you haven't finished all your hours, just start a new timesheet and submit that later.
Oh, okay. So are these hours going on to, they are going on to the next, they're not?
They will go on to the next bill. We're only allowed to actually credit your tax bill once.
Okay.
And that's always the February tax bill.
Okay. Good.
So if you submit them in the fall, you'll see it on your February tax bill.
All right.
And you'll receive a W-2, a wage statement in the mail that says this is the money you earned, and it's because the IRS wants their tax money. So, but on that W-2 is an important piece of information. That's the money, it will show you how much you earned, but it will also show how much you contributed to the OBRA fund, which a lot of seniors have questions about.
Yes.
Okay. OBRA is because we do not pay Social Security here as a government agency.
Okay.
So we have to pay into OBRA. And you can think of OBRA sort of like a Christmas club. Remember the old Christmas clubs you
Yes.
used to do at the bank? Well, that's the money you're just sort of paying in through the year.
Okay.
After you get paid by your tax bill, by the credit on your tax bill in February, you can take that money out of your Christmas club or your OBRA and have it returned to you if you'd like.
Okay.
You don't have to, it's your choice, but you can. Now the only key or little catch to that is you have to resign as an employee to be able to take that money out.
All right.
So if you finished and you want your money out, all you need to do is submit a resignation to Council on Aging saying I'm finished with my hours and I wish to resign.
And that doesn't mean that they have to resign forever.
No.
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 They resign that particular time, but then the next, they sign up again?
They sign up in June. There's always an annual sign up. You must come and sign up whether you resigned or not.
Right.
You must sign up in June with Council on Aging.
There you go. There's something that's answered right there. You sign up whether you resigned or
Or
not.
not.
Okay,
Right.
because that's confusing them too, I think.
Right. The resigning is just to be able to receive your OBRA money back. And there's another reason that you may want to resign. And this is something else that's confused seniors. You are not allowed, because of Massachusetts state law, you're not allowed to continue to volunteer in the same position from which you were paid.
I'm
it's a state
telling
law.
you, that is a big one. That's a big one with the seniors, because they don't understand. And I feel so bad because what's coming out now is, I've been fired.
Oh, no. Oh,
Yes, you can't imagine. Every time someone comes and they say, can I'm going to volunteer for you. I don't want to be on tax work off or anything because I've been fired. And it sounds terrible, but it's the way they feel, because the state or the federal government is saying you cannot volunteer in the same job again. We have some people that have been talking to the senator because they feel like this is not right, you know. And it doesn't feel right somehow that, I mean, you've always been a volunteer. All of a sudden there's these all new rules for you. And it doesn't feel right because you don't feel like you're volunteering really anymore.
Well, that rule really wasn't made for volunteers. It was really made to protect the employee.
Right.
And a manager couldn't sort of force you to quote volunteer, you know, and not get paid for the hours you put in, and that's where it came from.
Right.
Unfortunately, though, we have to follow it. So it'd be better for seniors to think of their work as temporary. They work temporary until they finish their 54 hours or however many hours they're given that year, and then they're sort of off duty until the next June when they sign up again. And the resignation is just a formality. It's just a note to Council on Aging saying, I wish to resign, you know, my senior work position.
It's really a shame, though, in a way that they did turn this way because, again, I'm thinking of the people that I know that are saying they're fired. Not only are they saying that, but they feel as though it's almost like, say, for instance, if they were working for me at the thrift shop or something and then they couldn't work there anymore for a while because they'd have to resign or whatever. It's like they feel sad.
Yeah.
They feel sad about it because I liked what I was doing and now I can't do it, and they almost feel like they can't even go in there to help them.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah. So see, it's like
they shouldn't
ruin some things for volunteers, I have to say.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
And interns now that I hear that's happening too elsewhere.
It's happening with a lot of positions. It's not only the seniors, but and that pertains to everyone. You know, that's the law.
Well,
I think that if, you know, they think about it as just a formality, it's just a piece of paper that needs to be put in their file, and then they can go on. They can volunteer in any other position in the town, any other department, just not the one that they received money for.
That's what gets me.
Right.
But, well, is there any other question or?
I think that there is a handout that explains all of this, and there is actually a page to it that says, you know, the 10 simple steps to this program, and I think that might help. It's available at the Treasurer's office, and we'll give some to Council on Aging, and that might help the seniors as they come in to sign up in June for the program.
Okay, and so we'll tell them to look for those papers.
Pick up that package, and as always, call us in the Treasurer's office or stop by. They usually do.
Well, I know that they've been in there asking you questions and everything, and I thought it would be good if you came in and, you know, try to tell everybody. But you're still going to get people in there coming to ask you what's going on.
Anytime.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Remember, even if you do not need the tax work-off program, we still need you as a volunteer. Volunteers are a very important part of any society, so if you are looking for something to do and you like to help your town or organization, then volunteer, and we thank you for that. We have a little surprise for you at the Senior Diner. I hope you checked your newsletter for a lonely little ticket. The person who finds this ticket in their newsletter wins a month, and that's a month, of free meals at the diner. If you have it, bring it in, let Gail stamp it, and begin enjoying your winning meals. But let Gail tell you more about that and what else is happening at the diner.
Hello, Barbara, and we're getting ready for the month of June. Let's see, the birthday lunch will be June 9th. That is always the second Wednesday of every month. So every June birthday, make sure you come down, sign up for lunch, and Minuteman Senior Services will pay for your lunch, so you get a free lunch. The ladies' breakfast will be the next day, that Thursday, and ladies' breakfast is always the second Thursday of the month. And the men's breakfast will be June 16th, and that's always the third Wednesday of every month. And also we have Movie of the Month, which is for the month of May, it's the movie, no, excuse me, the month of June. It's going to be, actually, it's a good movie. It's complicated. It's Meryl Streep, Alec Baldwin, and Stephen Martin, and it's actually pretty funny. So everyone come here for lunch first, then make it a date day, you and your husband, you and your girlfriends come here for lunch, and then go up for the movies. And also we're going to implement bingo, okay? So bingo is going to start on June 14th, right in here, I believe, in the diner, and come here at 1 o'clock, and if you really want, you come a little bit early, come here for lunch, that way you get your seat, Because you know how these bingo people are. They have to have their seats, you know what I mean? And they have to be certain ways and superstitious. So, and also we're going to try. We're hoping this works. We're going to try. We're really trying to build up numbers of people coming in for lunch. And for the month of June, in the broadcaster, okay, there'll be only one people, free ticket for the month of June, okay? So if you come in here and you have this ticket, I'll write the dates on it for lunch. It'll be paid free lunch, okay? And only one, okay? So this way you go through your broadcaster, you read, and it's going to be hidden inside the broadcaster. So you have to read your broadcaster, and that way you get updated on everything that's happening, senior news and everything like that, and what's happening here and at the COA and with the friends and every service we have. And that way you come in for lunch, and we're hoping this works, okay? Because I need people. I need people in here. It's getting very lonely in here, okay? So I hope to see you guys in June.
Thanks, Gail. Now, like Gail said, have lunch and then come to the movie at 1 o'clock on Friday, June 25th. We will be showing Sherlock Holmes on our 52-inch screen in room 230, second floor, Shattuck Street. So grab your pipe, your magnifying glass, and put on your trench coat, and come and help Sherlock solve the latest mystery. The stars of this movie are Robert Downey, Jude Law, and Rachel McAdams. And we would kind of like a donation of $2. And for more entertainment, there is always Indian Hill Music Center. Let's hear from Evanthea Velakis and what's happening in June. Evanthea?
Thanks, Barbara. It's June over here at Indian Hill, and lots of music as always. We start the month off with our Jazz Jam on Friday, June 4th at 7 p.m. And that's for amateur jazzers, instrumentalists, and vocalists to come on down to an open jam session led by our faculty here at Indian Hill. So that's Friday, June 4th, and there's a $5 admission charge for that. If you want to know more, it's 486-9524 or indianhillmusic.org. So the Jazz Jam on Friday, June 4th at 7. And big event happening in June here at Indian Hill, it's our garden tour. It's an event we haven't had for a couple of years, and it's back. Rhapsody in Bloom Garden Tour on Saturday, June 12th, and it's going to be in Groton this year from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And you'll be able to visit 7 beautiful gardens in Groton through the day, and then we also have a catered lunch around noon at one of the gardens. And those tickets are available for $20 in advance, and the lunch tickets are $15. Lunch is not, tickets are not available the day of the tour, but you can buy tickets the day of the tour for $25. But if you want to buy them ahead, it's $20 a person. And the event is held rain or shine, so that's the garden tour in Groton on Saturday, June 12th, beginning at 10 p.m. So go online for more details on that. You don't want to miss that event. It's a really, really great event. Box Lunch faculty concert this month. We're back to our 2 shows, and that's Thursday, June 17th at 11 a.m. and then again at 1:30 p.m. And you can make reservations for the Box Lunch concert now. And this month, it's one of our favorites. It's Justin Meyer. He's going to be with a swing quartet this month. He's going to play Dixieland and swing hits. And again, that's Thursday, June 17th, 2 shows, 11 a.m. and then at 1:30 p.m. And summertime is the time to take music lessons or classes here at Indian Hill. Try something new. Our summer music programs run through from the middle of June all the way through the end of August. So there should be something here for everyone. So it's 486-9524 for information or indianhillmusic.org to learn more. Our subscriptions are on sale for the Orchestra of Indian Hill. Check us out online to see what Maestro Hangen has in store for next season. You don't want to miss that. And we have an interesting art exhibit going on in our gallery here in our hall. It's called Sashiko, Art of Japanese Stitching. So come on by anytime during the day. And that runs through July 22. It's work of Miho Takeuchi of Groton. So that's right here in our hall. Okay. So thank you, Barbara, and we'll see you here at Indian Hill this month.
If you don't want to miss what's going on in town or out of town or at the COA or Indian Hill, you will need that driver's license. Did you know you're responsible to remember to renew your license? The registry office does not send you a notice anymore. They probably are saving on mailing. But thanks to the good old computer, you can go to www.mass.gov/RMV anytime to find out when the time has come for you to renew. Select RMV Service Reminder, which is under Other Services. Make sure you have your license or ID number, date of birth, and a zip code handy. Then read the disclaimer and check Accept if you want to continue. Choose your preferred method of notification, such as email, home phone, mobile phone, or text message. If you don't have a computer, you might give them a call and ask for another way to be reminded, or just put it on your calendar. But don't let yours expire. Our outreach coordinator, Tina Mater's Living Alone Support Group, will meet in room 230 on Thursday, June 17th at 10:30 a.m. You may live alone, but you don't have to be alone. So try this group. You might like it. But call Tina Mater at 540-2472 to let her know that you're coming. Sometimes when we are alone, or we're a caregiver, or don't feel that things are going the way we want them to, we could use a good laugh to balance things out. Marie Ambrosino, community educator for Affinity Hospice of Life, will be presenting a program here at the Council on Aging on laughter and humor in today's world. And don't we need it? We really need it. And don't we all need a laugh, no matter what age or what's happening in our lives? Sometimes we get so busy, we forget the simplest, tiniest, and most beautiful things in life. So join Marie on June 9th in room 233 at 1 p.m. to bring some laughter into your day, because after all, laughter is the best medicine. Reserve a seat by calling 978-540-2470. Our newest member of Littleton Common, Dr. Patricia Sardella, is here now with advice concerning health care.
Welcome once again to the Health Corner. I'm Dr. Patricia Sardella of the Healthcare Consulting Group right here in Littleton. I'm talking today about healthcare consultants and why everyone needs one. It's an idea whose time has come and is long overdue. Healthcare consultants, sometimes called healthcare advocates, help the elderly, their families, disabled persons, those with chronic illness, or anyone struggling to make sense of the challenges of the healthcare system. Healthcare consultants offer CARE, C-A-R-E. That is, consulting, advocacy, resources, and education. C is for consulting. It helps you figure out what to do when medical issues arise. For example, if a loved one's mental or physical health is declining, what should you do? Let's say they're experiencing some unusual symptoms. Should you call the doctor right away? What if things worsen in the middle of the night? Is the ER necessary? And how do you know? You have several doctors, let's say, each giving you a different diagnosis. How do you know which one is the right one, if any? Let's say each doctor has prescribed a different medication. How do you know what to take and when? And is your home safe enough to move about without the risk of falling? Let's say everyone in the family has a different opinion about what to do, and tensions tend to arise. How do you sort out these issues? What if your loved one denies that medical or personal assistance is needed at all? Healthcare consultants are highly educated, highly experienced experts who know how the healthcare system works and how to answer these and other questions. We help interpret what doctors have said and explain it in plain language you can understand. They advise you of your options and help prioritize issues and plan a course of action. A is for advocacy. An advocate can drive you to doctor's appointments, accompany you in the doctor's office, and ask the doctor questions that are important that you may forget to ask. When in the hospitals, we spend time with you and communicate with your doctors and nurses so you're comfortable, well taken care of, and understand what is happening at all times. R is for resources. A healthcare consultant has connections to other healthcare professionals who can help, such as physical or massage therapists, in-home care agencies, elder affairs attorneys, insurance experts, financial planners, and so on. We collaborate with many professionals who are experts in their fields, and there's no charge or obligation for a simple phone call for a referral. Finally, education. Healthcare consultants are deeply committed to working with the community to educate and inform the public about healthcare consulting, how healthcare consulting can help everyone. We offer speaking engagements to community groups, healthcare facilities, and councils on aging. We speak, for example, about how to talk so doctors will listen, aging and independence, managing chronic illness, caring for a loved one with Alzheimer's, and how to not give up on depression. There are an infinite amount of questions when it comes to healthcare: symptoms, tests, diagnoses, new doctors, treatments, referrals, transportation, and medications, not to mention dealing with insurance companies, financial planning, and more. Each of these issues takes time, energy, and creates stress. Let a healthcare consultant do these things for you. Do you need a healthcare consultant in your life? Call and ask some questions. Be your own advocate and take control of your medical care. Call the healthcare consultant today. Healthcare consultants provide peace of mind and take the struggle and frustration out of navigating the healthcare system so you can enjoy a better quality of life. Call me, Dr. Patricia Sardella, with any questions you may have. We also offer a free initial consultation. So we'll see you next time when we'll discuss evaluating the safety of your home when you live alone. Till then, thank you and take good care.
Thank you, Dr. Sardella. I'm reminding you that the Catholic Heart Work Camp will be in Littleton from July 4th through the 10th. Teams will be here to do small repairs or work projects indoors and out for 4 days, and that'll be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. each day. The workers are teens from the Catholic Work Camp and are from all over the country, and they are supervised by adults. So if you have a project you need completed, call Tina Mater's Outreach Office at 540-2470. Boy, it sounds like Tina's phone will be on overload this month because she's got a lot of programs out there. A program you may want to know about is at the New England Forestry Foundation, and Lynn Lyford is here with news about that. Lynn?
Thank you, Barbara. As some of you may know, New England Forestry promotes the idea of responsible forest management. And this means cutting timber in the forest in a responsible way. And we try to educate the public about why this is a good thing to do, why it's so important. And coming up on Tuesday, June 1st, from 5 to 7, at our Martin Memorial Forest right over here in Winchendon, we're having a walk, taking anyone who would like to join us for a walk in the forest looking at responsible timber management. It happens to be the case that at the Martin Forest we did a timber harvest 2 years ago. So in this walk what we're going to do is take people around and show what the forest looks like 2 years later. Please join us, and we encourage you to register by calling Sonia LeClaire at our office and registering so that if it rains we can call you and tell you what the rain date is. Secondly, we are promoting a regional conference that we're hosting on Friday, June 4th. That's going to be a busy week for us. This is an all-day conference. It's going to be at the Grapponi Marriott Conference Center in Concord, New Hampshire, right off I-93. And what we are going to be talking about is a brand new study being released by the Harvard Forest in Petersham. And the study looks at New England's forests. How much forest land do we need to conserve? Why? How are we going to go about doing that? It's a major new initiative, and this conference, to which everyone is invited, launches that effort. It's a 50-year forest vision. We hope you'll register, join us. Please come. We'd love to have you there and start the conversation. So again, 2 events the first week of June. Tuesday, June 1st, 5 to 7 at the Martin Forest in Winchendon for a post-timber harvest walk, and Friday, June 4, at the Grapponi Conference Center in Concord, New Hampshire, for a regional conference titled Wildlands and Woodlands, A Vision for the New England Landscape. Contact Sonia LeClaire for both events, and for the conference you can actually register online. We hope to see you there. Thank you.
Eleanor Ruggio and I are having fun finding the outfits in the thrift shop she is wearing for the show. This month we found this beautiful beige suit, white sweater to wear under it, and a scarf, and a perfectly gorgeous purse. So Ellen and I want you to know you can dress for any occasion if you shop here at the Friends Thrift Shop. You might even clean out your closet, bring in your donations, and find something to take home. If not for you, maybe for a child or even your husband. Sometimes I find things I know a friend might like. What I do know is whatever you purchase, the money will go to supporting our senior citizens' activities. Maybe in a small way, maybe in a great way, but at least it will be there to use when needed. So thank you for your contribution. I certainly hope you're doing your stretches for the Rotary's Appleman Triathlon in July, and that's July 18th. Another big day for Littleton, you know, and you'll be hearing more about that soon. I am still looking for talented ladies and gentlemen. It would be great if we had a register where we could go if we needed entertainment for a program or a show. Come on and share that talent with Littleton. Email bjtrm@aol.com if you want to be on a list. And please include your name, your address, your phone number, your talent, and price you'll charge. Also, if you're under 18, have mom and dad sign it and put your age, please. Don't forget to put your flags out on June 14th. Because you know, other countries do not let anyone hang a flag. So don't let this happen to us. Remember the words, lest we forget. Don't forget Father's Day on June 20th. And right now, stay with us. Meet my guest this month, Rita Biagioni.
And my husband Chris, and we got started with Herbalife through the weight loss challenge. Actually, we're into our second challenge.
And I've lost 36 pounds, and Tara lost 21 pounds.
Yeah, and that's going through Thanksgiving, Christmas, Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
New Year's.
So it's been an experience. I mean, Rita's great. So it's really learned a lot about nutrition and how to eat healthy and lose weight at the same time. So
I have lost 50 pounds and 37 inches since December of 2008. My story is that I was trying to lose weight and I just couldn't do it no matter how much I exercised. I went to 2 doctors and asked for help to lose weight, and nothing worked for me. They didn't really have any good advice for me. One of them didn't even weigh me. So I heard from a friend about the weight loss challenges that Rita Biagioni does. And so I decided, oh, what the heck, I'll try it. And when I first got on the scale that first night, I was very shocked and very upset. But during that first 12-week challenge, I lost 22 pounds. And I just kept going back, challenge after challenge. And 4 challenges later, like I said, I lost 50 pounds and 37 inches. I really love the Herbalife products, especially the healthy meal that you get if you come in here to the center. I've signed up to be a distributor, and I'm now a weight loss coach myself. I have a class on Monday nights from 7 to 8 here at the center, and I'm actually going to start up a new class starting June 3rd in conjunction with Littleton Women's Health, which will take place over at that facility from 7 to 8. Because I love sharing what I learned here with other people, and it's just great information knowing how much protein you should have, how much fiber you should have, how to read a label when you food shop, how much water you should drink a day, and it's just a good, it's a fun evening, and you learn a lot and you get the support that you need, and I'm the type of person I need to be accountable. I come in every week and I weigh every Thursday morning just to stay on track, but I feel great, I feel healthy, I feel happy, and so it's just been wonderful.
All of us have a time when we'd like to change our habits when it comes to our health. Sometimes we succeed, and sometimes the junk food wins. I recently discovered a place called Littleton Wellness Center, and there I met Rita Biagioni, the Herbalife Wellness Coach. And I also met some of the people who feel that her way is the right way for them. Rita is here today to tell us all about what they're doing at the Wellness Center. Hi, Rita.
Hey, Barbara.
I'm so glad you're here. I found out about the Wellness Center through Tina Mater because she had brought some seniors over there, and she thought that it was really fabulous. And a lot of the seniors apparently were very pleased with what they heard. So how did you become involved with this kind of center?
Well, thank you so much, first of all, for having me here, Barbara. I appreciate the opportunity to come and tell you a little bit about what we're doing at the Wellness Center. We also call it a nutrition club. And actually, a couple of years ago, I was looking for a work-from-home business. I had 2 small children and decided I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and so I found Herbalife. And Herbalife's been around for 30 years. It's an international health and wellness company, world-renowned actually in 74 countries now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. It's a huge company, and I looked at all of those facts and said, you know, this is a company that I could stand behind and feel good about representing, and really worked my Herbalife business from home for about 4.5 years, and recently we came upon a method of operation called the Nutrition Club, and I always said, well, that's great for those people, not for me, and it's a huge situation going on in Mexico where there's actually like 30,000 clubs in Mexico where people are helping their neighbors get healthy. So I went to a nutrition club that a friend of mine has in Chelsea, and I said, you know, when I went down there, I said, well, this will just be good to learn about, you know, never thought it would be for me. And by the end of the day, I said, I need to find a location, you know, and I want to do it right here in my town of Littleton. So about 2 years ago, we started some nutrition classes. We also call them weight loss challenges. And I challenged the town of Littleton to lose a ton.
I see the sign outside the shop.
The sign's moved around. It's been on the Common, it's been in front of my house, and now it's in front of the Wellness Center. And I'm happy to say we're over 1,200 pounds lost and 1,100 inches, so yay for the town of Littleton. They're doing fabulous.
Can you do this even if you lose 5 pounds?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. And more, you know, when I started, it was about losing weight. Now really what it is about getting healthy. Because I have so many people. We have personal trainers in our classes, people that work out. We have 20-somethings, we have 60-somethings, you know, 70-somethings. And it's really, people are looking for a way to be healthier. You know, sometimes people on the outside can look great, but it's what's about going on the inside, you know, and you just look at some of the statistics, it's pretty scary. I mean, 7 out of 10 adults are overweight. You know, the 3 largest causes of death in the U.S. are heart disease, cancer, and stroke. And I'll tell you, 70% of those can be prevented by changing the way people eat, by changing people's eating habits. So at the Nutrition Club, people can come for classes, people can come in for a healthy meal, they can come in for a one-on-one wellness evaluation, a coaching session. Sometimes people are just having a bad day, they just come in for a hug, you know, and so everybody gets a hug, you know, and so it's just a really great place for people to come. We just try to support people, educate them about health and nutrition, living a healthy, active lifestyle, you know, whether that means walking around your house or, you know, running a marathon. I mean, you know, because we're all on a different level of our fitness, and so really just a chance to educate people and create a sense of community.
Well, how do you evaluate someone as far as their health is concerned?
You know, we've got a nice questionnaire, almost, I mean, similar to what you would see at a doctor's office, but it asks about someone's eating habits, you know, how much water they drink a day, how many times they eat out, you know, are they taking any supplements, you know, and maybe what medications are they on, or what are they being seen by a doctor for, so we can get kind of an overall picture.
Okay.
And then from there, I always ask people a magical question. I say, if there was 3 things you could improve about your health, what would they be? And most people, number one, they go, I am so tired. You know, you talk to so many people who are tired.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people want to lose a little weight. You know, that's just the state of America these days, and not just adults, but kids too. You know, and part of my passion is helping kids, because you see so many kids who are contracting adult diseases as teenagers, which shame on us as a society, you know. And so my thought is, if we can teach them young how to eat right, how to exercise through good examples, then when they're my age, they're not in some class somewhere, you know, they might be teaching the class because, you know, they're taking care of themselves.
I'm wondering how you get young people to come and to understand what you're trying to say. Because first of all, so many times, they're not going to listen to their parents. Now, why would I listen to my mother, who wants me to eat carrots and wants me to eat, you know, good food? And so how would you get them in to say, you know, we want to talk to you, and you really do need to start? Because I have a teenage granddaughter, and I'm always trying to say to her, look, what you're doing today is going to account for what happens to you later on. And, you know, my generation, this is something that they thought about. And, you know, we tried to eat better or live better, although I have to say that you get off the track easy. There's too many things out there that are appealing, and they're not good for us, but they are appealing, and we buy them. So how could I get my granddaughter to understand that she needed to, you know, talk about this?
Oftentimes we'll have, you know, moms or grandmothers that will bring their kids in, you know, or friends, you know, and some people who maybe have participated in the classes, or, you know, will come to the club for a healthy breakfast. Well, like now we've got a bunch of the grammar school kids come with their parents, which is great, because I focus on good nutrition. I don't necessarily focus on weight loss, because everybody needs nutrition, whether it's a kid, an adult, a pregnant mom, you know, or a senior. And so we really focus on nutrition. And when you put the right things in your body, and this is really how Herbalife operates, when you put the right things in your body, especially at the cellular level, because Herbalife promotes cellular nutrition. It's actually patented technology that we have. Since the body's an amazing machine, and it can do so many great things for itself when you put in the right ingredients. But we're in a society that, you know, oftentimes both parents work, so people are doing fast food or takeout because it's easy and quick, and who's going to this practice and who's got this meeting, and no one's home for dinner. When I grew up, everybody sat down for dinner at the same time, and my mom cooked a home-cooked meal every night, you know. And it's just not what you see as commonplace. And so oftentimes, you know, we're working with the coaches in the sport, so that, you know, because gosh, an athlete wants to have the best athletic performance. So really, and I'm also trying to tap into the nurses, you know, with the health educators at the schools. We're running a brand new class for kids coming home from college, you know, just because oftentimes, you know, if you've lived home all your life and then you go out on your own, your eating habits change significantly, you know, and so just trying to, and really trying to appeal to them, if you adopt these things now, by the time you're 60, 70, 80, you can be so healthy, because, you know, when you're that young, you don't think what I'm doing now is going to affect me later. They're, you know, they don't have that experience to know that, you know. But so yeah, just working with, you know, the parents and also the coaches and the educators, you know, trying to do some programs at school. And, you know, we're actually going to start now promoting to kids to come after school for a healthy snack, rather than going to any one of the and I'm not trying to take business away from anybody, but just when they go and they're making choices that cost them a lot of money and aren't always the healthiest choices, you know.
Well, tell us a little about your classes. I did go to a couple because I wanted to see how it worked, and I enjoyed it, and I know that you're very good at
thank you.
giving your class. So talk a little bit about how you do that. I know that they came in, I got there about 7 o'clock, and people were there already, and it looked like they were having a really good time. I mean, I wondered when the class was going to start, because they were chit-chatting and laughing and just enjoying each other's company. And then you just casually got into talking about what they had to do. And they also weighed in. I noticed that too.
They did. And I'll tell you, I've been doing classes now for about 2.5 years. and I can't take credit for it. This is something Herbalife has designed, and the great thing is that through my training with the company, they've educated me to be a facilitator. It's not like I came to Herbalife with a nutrition background or a degree, but just showing up for the trainings and taking really good notes and wanting to improve myself as a coach. I've learned this information, but Herbalife's really created a 12-week program. And if anybody's seen the TV show, The Biggest Loser, sometimes people go, oh, it's just like that show. Now, we don't humiliate anybody, and we don't send them crying off, packing them home.
They didn't look like they were worried.
We really try to make everybody feel good. And so it's a 12-week program, and people pay $39 to participate in the class. And if you think about it, $39 for a 3-month program is not too expensive.
No.
And what we do with that $39 is the first 10 goes to a nonprofit organization that educates kids against childhood obesity.
Really?
So trying to, it's called gofitkids.org, and you can make donations voluntarily or as part of the class. Your first $10 goes to that.
That's good.
Organization. And then the remaining $29 goes into a kitty so that people throughout the 12 weeks get to win cash and prizes. So all the money goes to a good cause or back to the participants, and then the way the money gets paid out is the person who loses the largest percentage of body weight wins 50% of the pot. Second place wins 30, and third place wins 20. So all the money goes back to them, and our largest pot I think ever was $350. So even though that's not the motivator, isn't it nice to win a little extra money?
Sure.
Sure.
And you don't feel like you've really spent. First of all, you've met some nice people, you've had a good time with them, you have something in common, and you maybe win a couple of dollars too.
A couple dollars, exactly. We do percentage of body weight so that it's fair for men and women, because then it's, there's that old adage like, oh, men lose so much easier than women.
Oh.
But this way, it's even across the board because it's a percentage of body weight. And then also we have really fun, because all the coaches around the country, if we've coached the person to lose the largest percentage of body weight nationwide, that participant, we send them to Hawaii, an all-expense-paid trip to Hawaii, and the coach gets to go with them. So I've got every incentive to help people be successful.
Okay, I'm going to gain weight so that
don't do that.
I can come and lose.
And lose, right?
Wait a minute, I do have a picture at Halloween. I wore that big bubble suit so that I look like I was 300 pounds.
This is my before picture?
Yes. Maybe I'll bring that over there and say, I lost. Can I go to Hawaii?
Can I go to Hawaii? And so the reason I call them nutrition classes, too, is because really you learn about good nutrition. I'm trying to think, we talked about fiber, I think, the night you came in?
Right.
So we talk about protein and carbohydrates and water and fiber and
fats,
stress and exercise, fats, good fats, bad fats, good and bad carbohydrates, sugar. We talk about reading labels so people know how to food shop. We talk about eating out, so that you can still go out and enjoy. And really, my theory is everything in moderation. You can still, go to a birthday party. You can still go out and celebrate your anniversary. You can still have a glass of wine if that's what you enjoy. You can live your life, but live it more healthy. So there's a different topic every week, and then the person who loses the most weight that week, because you saw everybody weigh in, gets a ticket, and then the person who lost the most weight gets a little treat, a little goodie that week, and also at the end of the night we do a random drawing, and we just take a winning ticket and they win a goodie. So everybody feels good, and we get to really recognize people for their hard work and success.
Yeah.
And we also measure, so how many inches did you lose? Because the one gal that you interviewed, Cindy,
yes.
I don't know if she shared with you, but she's lost 50 pounds and over, I think, 37 inches. I'm like, that's a yardstick of her that's gone.
My goodness, that's right.
Phew. Amazing when you think of it that way.
She looks really good.
She looks amazing. She looks amazing.
She looks very good.
And so it's just, we have a lot of fun. And even though people are in competition to win money, they really are there to support each other, And we've actually started a walking group.
Good. Very good.
Monday through Friday at the Russell Street School.
Oh, good.
If you show up between 5:30 and 7, somebody will be there walking, so you can, even if you don't have a buddy, go meet a buddy and go for a walk.
Well, this sounds like a really good club to belong to anyway.
It's
just a fun one. If you're going to be healthy and if you're going to lose weight, why not belong to something that, other people are enjoying and so are you, and you're enjoying them?
We have a great time. And one thing I want to make sure that I say is, I represent the company Herbalife. Those are the products that I, share with people. And you may have kind of picked this up in class. People can either use the products or not use the products. And whatever they want to do is great. I'm there to support people.
Good.
Because some people go, hey, I just want to do what I'm doing, just do it a little smarter. That's great. A lot of people take advantage of the products because it really makes things easy. And I think we're in a society that likes easy because everybody's so busy, Well,
that's it. Right. I have to say that I was listening to you about sugar. Now, I'm a sugar person. I like my big teaspoon. Used to be 2 teaspoons of sugar in the coffee, now it's 1. But after I listened to you, it was like, fine, I'll go down to half a teaspoon or something, you know. But I like the taste of it in my coffee. So, but I did cut back a little. I'm trying because you were saying sugar isn't that good for you. I feel that it was good for me for a while to get this far. But
I mean, you look fabulous. You look absolutely amazing. So whatever you're doing's working, right? So keep doing it.
Right. It's that nice tight bodysuit underneath all this stuff.
Can you get those? I'm going to have to ask where you get that. I need one of those.
But yeah, you know, my mother was Italian, of course, so, you know, she was the cook, God bless her, when she was alive and lived with us. It was like, Mom, the kitchen is yours, do whatever you want. So, but she cooked very well, you know, and she ate well, and she was 94 when she passed away.
Wow.
And she took vitamins and the whole thing, and she would have probably enjoyed your class, though. She was alive.
She would say, that's the way I cook, probably,
yeah,
right?
so she got us to this point, you know, and, but I was listening, and there were a few things that I do that didn't sound right, so I'm going to cut down a little bit on it. You know, we'll see. I'll probably gain weight now.
Oh, don't say that. But I'm glad you listened while you were taping, and there were some things that you could take away. And that's really my hope is that people take away and incorporate what they learn into their lifestyle. And what I get really excited about is then when they might come back for a second class and bring the spouse, or a second class and bring one of the kids. Because then I'm like, they got value, and that's why they're back. Because my goal is once people, whether they participate in a second class or continue to come see me, or not, you know, because, or not is fine too, but that they, like, I love seeing them 6 months later and they're as healthy as when I last saw them, because that means, wow, they got it and they've incorporated it in their life.
Right.
What makes me sad is when they kind of slip back a little. I go, you know what, then as an educator, I didn't do a great job. So I say, hey, come back to class.
Some people are going to do that whether you're good or not.
Absolutely.
You know, I did have a few people tell us about how they were doing while I was there, and they felt really good about themselves and felt that they had gained something, and it wasn't weight, but you know, and mentioned how much weight they lost and everything. We will listen to them and hear what they have to say.
Great.
At any rate, I think it sounded good to me. I was paying attention. I don't usually, when I'm taping, I'm usually just taping. Because, but I was listening and thinking, yeah, this is some good stuff here that we need to latch onto. And listening to the people talk about it made me feel like they really, you know, were getting something out of it. Also, a couple of ladies that I know from here, from Council on Aging, were there saying that they felt better. And, you know, I think that what you're doing would make them feel better. Probably Herbalife makes them feel better. The checking on their health makes them feel. But I think another part of it is the getting together.
Oh, that's huge.
The getting together, comparing notes. How did you do? How I did this well. And I noticed a couple of in there, how are you doing other than this? You know, like, how are the kids? And so they were.
Can I just share a story? There's a gal, and I won't say her name. She's in her 70s, though. And she's participated in 3 weight loss challenges now, and she's done fabulous. Her doctor's like, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. You look great. You're losing weight, and you've had a challenge with that in the past. You're doing fabulous. Keep doing what you're doing. And she's, you know, I'm happy to say she's using products to help her, some Herbalife products to help her. But, you know, she's someone who... she had a very successful career with a huge company, you know, was in charge of a lot of people, but, you know, chose the path in her life where she never married, never had children. She came from a big family, and she said, you know why I come? And I said, why? So I wanted to think it was the information. And she goes, I come from my hug, And I'm thinking, here's a lady who didn't have her own family,
Right.
didn't have a spouse, and she liked the sense of community and the sense of recognition. And we'd all celebrate when she lost weight. She actually wanted the challenge a couple of times, And so she won some money, and got healthier, but just felt like she was part of something bigger than herself that made her feel good. Because how many times in life, whether it's our job or our family or our kids or what life or the news or whatever, you don't feel so good.
Right.
So if it's a little haven where people can come and feel good and feel like, wow, we talk about positive things and we focus on getting healthier and supporting each other, making some new friendships.
Sure.
That to me is making a positive impact,
Yeah, part of this, what you're saying too, is I'm going to take it aside and put it over here for a minute, because this is what we really would love to do at the Council on Aging for our seniors, because all of what you said is also what they need too. And I was just thinking to myself, do you ever go out from your shop and, talk about this and, get people involved other places, or just right here for
No,
now?
I'm portable. I will go places. We did one talk, I want to say it was in November at Council on Aging, and because of the positive feedback, Tina said, would you come back?
Right.
I said, absolutely. And then we kind of put our heads together and she goes, oh, what if we take a field trip? I go, great. And so, a handful of folks came down, which was wonderful.
Yeah.
But I would love to go other places, and our nutrition classes has kind of taken us to a couple of different towns. Now that I have the club, I kind of have a home, for the classes. But I'm happy to go other places if people have an interest.
Good.
But also, I'll say that a lot of the seniors do come and visit.
Good.
And because they don't have to run to a job or back home to a family, oftentimes they live alone. They'll hang out for a while.
Good.
And they just say, gosh, I feel so good when I'm here.
Good.
And I think we all need a place to feel
Well, this
good.
is what we want. We want it here too. We're working on it all the time. But I know that it was a feel-good place.
Yeah.
It was
Which is
a feel-good place. I felt that. And I think that maybe we should work out something where we'll have a program here one time.
And
So
I'd
that-
be happy, to come if it's me or one of the other coaches, if it's helpful. Absolutely. And
So tell me though, how did, you look pretty healthy to me and in good shape and everything. So what made you, I know because you wanted to do something at home and all this, but did you start taking it and feel better, or start going to one of the other classes and feel better? What was your real incentive?
so my initial motivation was to have a work from home business, but I have to tell you, when I found Herbalife, I was I was unhealthy. I can't say anything else. On the outside, I looked okay, but got married in my 30s, had one kid at 39 and one at 42, and people are like, are you crazy? But that's just the way my life panned out. But
You were
at 40,
still young.
But at 42, I wanted to get back into my before pregnancy clothes, and I was struggling to do that. And, went to college, went to grad school, worked for, other companies for years. But so I had a crazy life. I traveled a lot. I'm an ex-smoker. I used to live on Diet Coke. So I didn't have a healthy lifestyle, but it's what I did to work a 70-hour-a-week job and have two small kids and travel internationally for my job. So it was kind of an unhealthy lifestyle, but it was like caught up in the corporate America thing. So when I found Herbalife, I definitely needed energy and I needed to lose a little weight. But I said, if I'm going to represent this company, I need to know what the products do. So I got on them religiously for a month, and I said, I'm going to get the best product result I can. And I lost 15 pounds in 10.5 inches.
Wow.
Felt fabulous and had tons of energy, even with, at the time, a 2-year-old. And it was so funny because this as a woman, you're very sensitive about your weight. And my products arrived, and I said to my husband, Paul, I'm like, do you want to get on them with me? And he's like, I'll wait and see what happens to you, So at the end of the month, though, he was giving me my daily hug, and he hugs me. He's like, now, don't take this the wrong way. He's like, but there's less of you to hug. So as a woman, I was thrilled, of course. I'm like, yay. And, but he said, get me started on that stuff. So I said, okay. So we set him up, and it makes it really easy. You have 2 delicious, smoothies a day, or a protein shake, whatever you want to call it, a couple of protein snacks, and a sensible meal. So you don't have to count calories or measure things or count points, so it makes it very simple. Shakes are delicious. And so he, of course, needed to get an even better result than I did because he had to show me up, right? So he lost 37 pounds and 17 inches in 2 months. And when he found Herbalife, it was thanks to, me starting the business, but he was on the verge of high blood pressure. His doctor said, either lose weight or we're putting you on meds. And At that point, he was 5 years ago, he was 42, and he's like, I'm way too young for high blood pressure medication. So he got on the products, you know, and he got these great results, and then he went back for a checkup. The doctor said, your blood pressure's perfect, your cholesterol's great, and
wow.
You know, coming from families that have some challenges in those areas, it was exciting, and I kind of feel like Herbalife's my insurance. That I'm the youngest of 4. Mom's had quadruple bypass, my brother's had a heart attack, my sister's a borderline high blood pressure and diabetic, so I kind of go like,
wow.
I need a wake-up call, and that was it. And you know, I just feel now, being the mom of young kids, that I'm in better shape to be around longer for them.
Oh,
you know,
good.
Thanks to, you know, adding some exercise in and some good nutrition.
Good. We're talking good nutrition and everything, and I'm thinking about people who are thinner, who need good nutrition. Does this help them? I mean, they don't want to lose weight. They'd like to maintain their weight or maybe gain a little bit. Can they do that?
Thank you for asking the question, because we focus so much on weight loss just because so many people, that's their interest.
Yeah.
But with the products, you can definitely gain weight, lose weight, or maintain weight. And so really, it is just like for someone like yourself, just good nutrition, you know?
Right.
But people, and I've never had this challenge, but people who need to gain weight say it's actually harder to gain than to lose.
Right, it is.
And the nice thing about our products is it'll help people gain lean muscle. So it's not that they're just gaining weight, because it could be fat. They're actually gaining lean muscle, which just keeps you healthier, you know, especially as we get older, it keeps us going longer. So definitely people can use the products for gaining weight too. And then, I mean, Herbalife is a full nutrition line. We've got great scientists and doctors behind the product. So I've got a lot of friends who say, oh my gosh, this is the worst allergy season ever, you know?
Yeah.
And so help them with some of our immune solution products. And they're like, I haven't had to take my Claritin, well, I haven't had to take that over-the-counter, you know, allergy medication, you know? So whether it's digestive health, heart health, there's women's health, kids' health, so there's really something for everybody to help them just be healthy, you know?
Well, good. And it looks like you're going to try to work at helping all of us in Littleton be healthier. So
absolutely, and I'll tell you my goal, you know, I started off by saying there's 30,000 nutrition clubs in Mexico, right? There's 50,000 worldwide. There's only 3 years of experience in U.S.
Yeah.
The first year there was 3,000 clubs, then 6,000. Last year there was 9,000. So we're on this track of adding 3,000 nutrition clubs a year.
Yeah.
And my goal is really to add, you know, at least 10 to 12 new clubs in the area, because people like convenience. So every town in my mind needs a nutrition club. So keep a
you'll
lookout.
probably do it too.
Yay!
Because I'm telling you, this lady, if you go to her class, she just really knows how to get you going.
Thank you.
So I just want to thank you, Rita, for being here. And I want everyone out there to think healthy. Until next time, don't forget to hug a senior. Enjoy some clips from the Memorial Day Parade.
Thank you for joining us with this long walk. What do most of us think about when we plan for Memorial Day? A nice long weekend, barbecues, gardening, party with friends, a day at the beach, shopping at the mall. The true meaning of this day has been lost in our rush to enjoy other activities. Many of us have forgotten how significant today is to us and to our country. This Memorial Day and every Memorial Day is a time to honor those men and women who have died in American wars since our own Civil War. More than 1 million men and women have lost their lives, fighting in the name of freedom for all Americans and the freedom of citizens in many other countries around the world. These men and women never had the chance to see their children and grandchildren grow up, never had a chance to see the great country that we have become, never had the opportunity to share their talents, ambitions, hopes, and dreams with their communities. They have made the ultimate sacrifice. We also honor those men and women who served and were able to return home, but have since passed on. There are over 500 such brave men and women buried in the cemeteries here in Littleton. They all served in the military to support their country, our country. Most of us stand here today because others fought for our freedom, so we didn't have to fight. We are privileged to be here today. Most of us didn't have to sacrifice our way of life, our safety, or our liberties. I have little personal knowledge of war other than stories from family, friends, and the media. As a young college student, my father left Cambridge to join American forces in Northern Africa during World War II. He was one of the lucky ones who came home, was able to graduate from college, have a career and family. My father-in-law was wounded in the Korean War during his multiple tours of duty, having served in the Navy and the Air Force. Life became a daily struggle for him, as well as many of the soldiers who served with him. I went to college during the Vietnam War. Because as a young woman, I was not drafted, as were many of my male contemporaries. My cousin, on the other hand, as an Air Force Academy trained pilot, flew many missions over Vietnam. Many of his generation never returned home. As a young woman, I was able to enjoy a life of immense freedom, while many of my peers fought and never returned. War had always been happening somewhere else. It did not intrude on my daily existence as it does for many. That all changed on 9/11, when war directly affected us all. It was no longer miles away, but in our own backyard. Neighbors didn't die on distant shores, but in planes that left our own Logan Airport. Many soldiers now volunteer to leave their homes and travel to Iraq and Afghanistan with the hope of preventing another horrible attack at home. Their sacrifices are immeasurable. More than 1 million have died, a staggering number to try to comprehend. They were sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers. We remember them and thank them. As we remember the heroes and mourn the dead, let us remember the living. Let us reach out to support those who have fought and come home, those who come back to us less whole than when they left. Some live with the pain of permanent scars, have bodies that are seriously wounded, and suffer daily from the lingering trauma of the death and destruction that surrounded them. Most recently, we have had more than 17,000 service members severely wounded in Iraq and Afghanistan. These men and women often face years of complex and expensive medical treatments. These soldiers and their families often suffer emotional, physical, and financial hardships. On this Memorial Day, let us remember the soldiers' sacrifice and heroism. Reach out to these men and women who have protected our freedom at great cost to their own well-being. They live in our communities and need our gratitude and assistance, as they have not abandoned their duty to our country, nor shall we abandon our duty to them. On this Memorial Day, let us remember all who have served our country. They live on in our hearts and our memories. May God bless our soldiers in these United States of America. Thank you.
Present. Arms. Firing party, render the honor. Thank you.